Collins, yes.
Yeah, Phil Collins' song.
That's right. If you come back to me.
Would you mind holding the microphone?
Which one? Wow, putting the pressure on. Hi guys.
How you doing, man? How's this all sitting in?
Good. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the long walk a little bit, or the Green Mile. You know, it's kind of like the last Comic-Con, but I'll come back. I'll be back.
10-year reunion.
10-year reunion. Maybe we'll do a Warehouse 13 movie. I know people have talked about doing a Warehouse 13 movie. So. And plus, I'm going to come and sign in the signing room next year, because that's one of the things Warehouse 13 has given us, is an opportunity to go and meet the fans and make a few shekels and travel the world, and it's been pretty good. I got no complaints.
I'm sure it just felt like home. It would be a little bit like leaving home or leaving good friends.
I have spent more time with these people in the last 5 years than I've spent with any of my family members. Like my sister lives in Florida, my dad lives in Arizona, my mom lives in San Diego, and they have become my family. Not to be cliche, but it just you can't help it. You spend 15 hours a day, 5 days a week for 9 months with these people under these circumstances. You either figure out a way to love one another, or you will hate each other. It tends not to be a whole lot of middle ground. But it's one of those things where, Joanne and I bug each other a lot. I bug her more than she bugs me. But that's what happens, but at the end of the day, if anyone would mess with me or if I needed help, she would be there in an instant, as would any of these people, I believe that. So, what are you going to do?
What can you tell us about what's coming up for the last roundup?
We have 6 episodes. So we're kind of squeezing a lot into a short period of time. I have to learn about 80 pages of Spanish, because in one episode, Pete and Micah and Artie get trapped in a telenovela, and Pete turns into a character called Armando. And I've got this, I'm having to make me this giant mustache, and I'm gonna have like a crushed velvet vest with the, my chest hair sticking out, and it's going to be, very sexy, right? But it should be so much fun, and Jack's cutting the season premiere, and he says it's so, great and fun, and I'm just relaxed this year. It's kind of like, there's no other reason to be anywhere, we're not worried about ratings, because when you're on the air, you're just like, okay, well, what do we get? What are our ratings? It doesn't matter. We know where we're going. And so I've just been having fun. More fun than usual, if you can imagine that. So,
how do you feel with the finale? How do you feel about how it ends?
Well, I said to Jack when I found out that there was going to be 6 and out for us, and I said to Jack, I was like, so what happens? Do we all die? Are you going to kill us? Do we explode? Is the warehouse going to blow up? Does the world blow up? What's going to happen? He was like, we did all that. And he was like, it's going to be, I wish I could tell you guys, because it's like when he told me, I started like almost crying on the phone, just from because it's so right on, and so tastefully done. And it gives all of us an opportunity to kind of say our goodbyes to the warehouse and to the fans and to each other, and it's brilliant. The guys, Jack Kenny, our exec producer, is I just think he's really.
Sort of go along with that question. Things like the video game episode, the film noir. Is there one episode that you had like the most amount of fun on?
I gotta tell you, the season opener hearing that we just did, as I said, I mean, I just was so loose to the point where, Jack's just like, Eddie, come on, man, I mean, I just was having a blast, and there's some really great, funny moments in the season opener, and some great serious moments too, like, gosh, Joanne and I just filmed this this great moment between Pete and Micah, and I think it's the best moment they've had together since the season began. And it's nice to be able to share that with Joanne. She's my buddy, and the camera just clicked.
Yeah, I know. That's why I got shot there.
I don't know. Did I answer your question? Oh, did I answer?
So, what do you geek out on?
I mean, I'm really excited to see Godzilla. I got after I saw Sharknado. I was actually a few weeks ahead of the curve. I love great white sharks. I love old sci-fi movies. I love Universal horror characters, Abbott and Costello, Meet Frankenstein, Marvel comic books, The Incredible Hulk, it's just stuff like that. I've never done. It always bugs me when you see some uber beautiful person that's got it together, and they're like, "Oh, I am such a geek. I am really geeky." It's like, shut up. Okay, but. I mean, I guess I never thought of myself as that, but I guess now that I know the nomenclature of conventions, I guess I qualify in some areas. Like I've never worn a Pikachu costume, but I wouldn't say I'd never.
You mentioned Marvel. If you could be the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as a guest in that show, who would you like to play?
In what?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, that's the new
show that's kind of put out of Avengers.
Oh, it's the Avengers.
It's based on
the Hulk, for sure. So, although the Hulk is in the Defenders, actually. Is the Hulk in the Avengers? Is he part of the
Yes, he's in Avengers.
But the TV series is more about the team of normal human people who deal with the outfall of
I'd have to say I'd want to play the guy who's the most well endowed. And I mean just never mind. Next question.
I thought when the Warehouse, I think, took another step when you started combining youth and drama. The show just rose to a plateau. And people are going to end up talking about it for years and years, I think, because of it.
I remember when we did the episode Claudia.
Yeah.
And, with that knock thing, and I was just like, oh, and then Allison came on, and she was just so fun to watch. And I just thought, oh, wow, we've done some cool episodes, but this one is special. It was called Claudia. It was the 4th episode. And I thought to myself, we might have something here. And then I think once Sci-Fi kind of saw that Jack was incredibly capable, and because at first they didn't want us to write comedy. We kind of had to do it on the fly because, they saw comedy on the page and they were like, and eventually they just let us do pretty much whatever we wanted to do. So, again, I think that says a lot for Mark Stern and people at Sci-Fi to give us that kind of credit and to the writing stuff. And to the actors to be able to, to have a group of actors that can actually make that comedic turn to go from serious to comedy in the same scene. Might be the president.